includes the 2 fines that were recommended by the Covenants Committee. Mr. Milano?
Okay.
Okay.
So you made a motion?
Gail made the motion.
Gail made the motion.
I'll second it.
Is there any discussion?
I won't go along with this thing with the sidewalks, but, you know, as far as the driveway's fine. In fact, you know, the more I think about it, with all this going around and checking, and it's costing us half the amount practically to do just the gutters and what you regard common area. For $4 grand, we don't have to deal with anybody. We get the whole place done, and nobody says anything, whether it's a foreclosure, a renter, doesn't matter. The place is clean. All these letters going out and having to go check and babysit, to me, you take away that choice just by getting it done. Nobody's got anything to say about it.
Well,
You're okay, I know you made a resolution. I'm not gonna start again like last week. I'm gonna be quiet, but I just would like you to see the practicality in the long run, because you're not really saving money. You're talking about giving people money back that could be in a reserve fund for this kind of thing. And we don't have to deal with anybody, no letters, no nothing. Just for their personal, you know, the driveway or sidewalk going into the house. And we could give ourselves a break of aggravation. But it's just something to think about for the future. And that's it. Thank you.
Ready for a vote?
Okay, thank you for your input. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? I vote the bills. Motion's carried. Okay, now, we have all of our committee reports, except we need to go through.
I don't think we need to go through that. We need to go through the stuff from the legal.
We also need to find out what we're going to do with these people. We're not sure whether some of these have liens on them or not. We're gonna have to send this back to the attorney, because the attorney, I got a call from the attorney's office, and we need to go through this, through the status of collection and that, because some of this has got to do with this.
This is, okay.
Okay, well, we have,
The collection letter from the attorney's office first,
right,
the status.
right. You want to go,
We did actually meet with Diane, Phyllis and Georgia and and I talked to her about the Taquino case, and they missed a payment either in April of, either January or April of 2011, and that's why they had this late fees and interest and everything. So, Susie, I'd like you to send a letter to them and see if they can verify that those payments were made. Tarquino, 23428/Pine.
because we're not sure if it was paid, if it was.
It shows in the ledger that it wasn't paid, but based on the other information we have from Harris, that there may have been some problems. So if you can ask them if they can just show that you can look at the ledger, but we got a check in March 17th of 2011, apparently. And so I said that went on for the January payment, but I wrote a long letter that if you don't need a copy of it, I can send you another copy of it.
Okay.
Okay. And then the signs at 23411, they've sent a letter, you said, Georgia?
Yes, I have a letter here that came, basically this is already at the attorney. And I have a letter here. It says, "Dear Susie, thank you very much for contacting us on behalf of Meadowbrook HOA. We do appreciate that you've given us the opportunity to work with you on this matter." Now, I don't have a clue what that means. Can you shed some light on that?
The only shed some light on that, George, is when the late notices went over the 90-day suspension showing the balance. That's why he replied.
They didn't know they were in past due?
I'm sure they did. I mean, but
He knew
the
it.
statement was sent out and the 90-day suspension letter was sent out, and maybe that's why he's replying. That's the only thing I can think of.
Well, it says, please let us know a final amount that you deem due, that the monthly payment plan would be, we're hoping $200 a month if this is at all possible.
I know, and that's why the board received a copy of that, and so did Diane, to see if the board would like to make a payment plan with the gentleman. I don't know, that's the board's decision.
Okay, well, what they're saying, I don't know. I think that this needs to go back to the attorney's office, because basically it's at the attorney's office now. She's also saying in this letter that they're having a problem with their house payments. Evidently, they supposedly were paying.
Signs?
Yes, they were paying, and now the mortgage company's coming back and basically, I guess, cutting their throats with whatever's happening. I don't have a clue with that, but they're also saying in here that they're not even sure if they're going to be able to stay in their house. So, I mean, if we have a lien on this property or whatever happens, I mean, why should they be trying to pay us back or whatever, but jeopardizes the fact that we would get all of our money back if we had the lien on the house? I mean, otherwise, I don't know what happens if you start going into negotiations with somebody.
Well, I think the lawyer's gotta do it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think this,
The lawyer, excuse me, the lawyer will need your dispensation to negotiate a payment plan.
Right.
They don't have authority to do it without you doing it.
Right.
So the question is, do you wanna work with this individual and establish a payment plan or not?
Didn't she also ask to drop several $1,000s?
well,
Now, aren't we already in the hole for several thousand with attorney
Yes.
fees regarding this?
absolutely.
So my personal feeling is we should at least get back everything that it's cost our association, and then we can work out some payment plan, but we
Well-
can't drop several $1,000s if we all picked up the tab for it.
So we need to get the attorney fees, the past due assessments, I mean, that's,
If the
is that what we
payment
should
plan offer
propose?
is contingent on you forgiving, I agree with you. If it's just a request to pay so much a month, and you're not gonna prejudice your rights, your lien rights in any respect.
When you say forgiving, what, are you saying forgive a debt of $4,000 or
Yeah,
$5,000?
If the owner's proposal is to pay the association X dollars, which inherently presumes you're going to forgive some of the obligation, whether it's legal fees or otherwise, that's an easy decision. The answer is no.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Because that.
If on the other hand, it's just a straight up offer to pay, I don't know, $200, $300, whatever, that probably merits consideration, but the attorney won't make that decision.
And
Okay,
hasn't
well,
this
what-
been like 3 years now
Oh,
or so?
try about at least 4.
Yeah.
And I also have a letter from her stating that, this is from 2010. She said they weren't satisfied with, she wanted something fixed in the yard and whatever. But she said that they were not. Our dues are supposed to be to maintain safety, blah, blah, blah. We are raising the issue to the fact that they are not equitable, and for this reason, we have elected not to continue paying them. Now, this goes back to 2010. They knew full well they weren't paying their dues, and she basically said they had no intentions to pay them.
So the answer sounds like it's pretty simple. The board should pass a resolution denying the request for a payment plan, or approving the request. Simple. Get it in
A
the minutes.
resolution or a motion?
A motion.
Motion.
Well, I make a motion that it's denied. Is that proper?
We have to separate ourselves from, the emotion or anything. I mean, it's sad what happened, but the association shouldn't have to pick up all that.
No, we shouldn't, and we shouldn't have selective enforcement of anything, so, you're right. I mean, she didn't pay, she knew she wasn't paying from 2010, and I have this right